here in Bangor, in Kilcooley with Freedom. Dad, tell us about this.
This is our bonfires. We build bonfires every year.
The height of it.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Ireland, so it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland this year, but we are in competition. But the thing is about the bonfires, it represents the 11th of July, 1690, when King Billy came over. And we used beacons to guide the ships in. So this is a representation of the beacons that were lit back in over 300 years ago. And then when obviously King Billy landed, the next day was the 12th of July, and we had the Battle of the Boyne, and that's why we have the 12th of July celebrations with the bands and the Orange Men.
But this is hardcore loyalist area now.
This is a hardcore loyalist area, yes. It's split up between, has always been known as UVF and UDA area. And it's one of the biggest housing estates in Northern Ireland after Rathcoole.
Will you be burning the tricolour?
No, the tricolour doesn't get burnt on this fire here, and there's cross community work getting done to invite Catholics to our bonfire to try and break down the divisions, and try and bring our younger ones up with a better understanding of how to move forward, especially with what we're facing at the minute with irregular immigration and the influx of Islam coming into our country, and what we see with England and what's happening in England. So we're pretty much worried about that.
Yeah.
We truly believe that deep down, divided, we're not going to sort this out. And I think, it's difficult, but we are getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, I think, North and South Protestants and Catholics now need to unite.
Yeah.
We're in the one island, and I think to stop this mass immigration coming in of unvetted migrants, you're seeing what's happened in Ballymena the last few weeks ago on the rights, but stepping stones is now what we need.
Yes.
Build.
We need to come together. We're not saying Northern Ireland and Ireland come together as one. That's an argument that needs to be had for another day. There's nobody ready in Northern Ireland, in Ulster, or any of my community ready for that. There's we're unionists. We're proud to be British, and we go forward with that. It is a difficult topic. It is difficult, but the main thing is that we need to communicate with each other, like Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. We need to be able to talk to each other and break down the divisions of what we've had in the past, and the rhetoric of how we see the Republic of Ireland, with the love I'm getting when I go down to Dublin and Limerick and all these other places. And I try to bring that back to my people and let them know, listen, they're not a bad bunch down there, because it's just a rhetoric of what we've been brought up with, and the troubles,
but
the
I
conflict.
think that mindset, even for meeting people today, that mindset is really changing now, beginning to change. So, for years we've been suppressed by the British government, the Irish government, and Sinn Féin,
and the EU,
and the EU big time. Look around here. There's another bonfire here at the back here. What's that one for?
That's for the children. That's
so the
that
children.
one gets lit earlier, so that's for the kids.
So all this area here, on the 12th of July, this is going to be lit at
this is the 11th. This will be the day before the 12th. Yep.
At 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, 12 o'clock at night. That's our tradition, and we'll have DJs, and this place will be full. There's people come from all over England, Scotland, and all over Northern Ireland, both Protestants and Catholics, and there's loads of YouTubers and TikTokers that'll be coming to document it. So it's going to be a big scene here on the 11th night. You know what I mean? And everybody's welcome. This is the thing. The community, the guys that run this bonfire have told me that everybody's welcome on both sides of the community. They come and join in our celebrations. And like I say, it is a predominantly Protestant area. But
is there any trouble at these events?
No. We wouldn't invite people and then have trouble. At the end of the day, we have security and we keep everything right. You know what I mean?
So how long does it take to build this?
It's a lot longer nowadays. You know what I mean? But when I was we didn't build them as quick. They built them. This started about nearly 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
The foundations getting laid and everything, and then the pallets coming in. So every Sunday the guys are here building this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So about 2 months now, and a lot of work.
So
a lot of work.
The message, folks, now is unity across the 32 counties in Ireland to stop this mass immigration crisis coming into this country, and calling for unity. North and South, Catholics and Protestants, we're all one fighting for the same cause
definitely.
now.
Yeah, 100%. We're all Christians, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, when you look at extremism, Boko Haram, ISIS, the Taliban, these are the men that are coming into our country. I truly believe this, and they don't distinguish between Protestants and Catholics. When the grooming gangs were going, they didn't distinguish between Protestant and Catholic children when they were grooming these children. The only children they didn't touch were children. So we need to be aware of that, and like I say, it is something we need to communicate with, and we need to make sure we're all on the same page and
Yeah.
we're all protecting our children, our traditions, our cultures, and our lands. You know, whether you're from the north, the south, Protestant or Catholic, it doesn't really make a difference to these guys. So we need to sort of drop the rhetoric a wee bit, calm down, and you know, go forward with a wee bit more intelligence. That's what I think. That's freedom, Dad.
Yes.
It's my opinion. It's not the opinion of my community or anything like that. I don't speak for nobody. I only speak for myself
Yeah.
and for my daughter.
Very good.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much
No
for
problem.
inviting me here.
No problem.
Pleasure.
Anytime. Thank you.
Gurmila Margaret.